Well, good morning, everyone. And on the third day, the sun came out, as it were. Yes. Hope everyone's doing well. Is this working? Pay attention, especially right now. Pay attention to your phone for just a minute and turn that sucker down.
I just turned mine off. I
interrupt
forgot.
us during our wonderful Easter celebration today. Introduce the band here. That's Andres and Karen. I'm Chris. And
Chris, yeah.
in your program, there are the words to Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. We're going to do it in an appropriately Easter energy bunny type way today.
Do I literally have to hop?
Without further ado,
Okay.
here we go. Please stand if you can. And good morning.
I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere I go, I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere I go, I am spirit-led. Flowing like a river of peace. I am nature's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am made complete in the divine. I am spirit-led, spirit-led. Everywhere I go, I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere I go, I am spirit-led. There's magic in every day, like a beautiful song. And as we're choosing our way, there's a voice inside to guide us along. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere we go, we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere we go, we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere we go, we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere we go, we are spirit-led. Everywhere we go, we are spirit-led. Everywhere we go, we are spirit-led.
All right. Yes, there's some Easter energy. You may be seated. Feeling that Easter spirit. Yes. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Center of Peace. I'm Reverend Victoria Loveland-Coen. So good to see your faces here. And to my left is the wonderful Oswaldo Mora, who will be anchoring us in prayer and meditation and all kinds of good things. And we want to say hello to those of you joining online, whether that's Facebook or YouTube. We're glad you're here. If you would just say hi, or I'm here, or anything in the chat, and then we feel like we get a conversation going. Okay? All right, so let's begin by lighting the Divine Light candle and saying our opening invocation, which is on that buff sheet in the seat back in front of you. If you're not yet familiar, well, let's just take a moment and honor that element of fire. And really breathe that in and feel that radiant energy in our heart center before we do this together. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotence. So it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender.
morning, everyone. Welcome to this Sunday celebration. I'm going to ask you, please check your devices and in the mode silence so we can focus in our meditation. Before the meditation, I want to share something with you about how unity sees this week. And it's about the trilogy that has to be with the crucifixion, resurrection, and ascension. And a long time ago, before unity, I used to ask myself, that happened 2,000 years ago, has nothing to do with me in my present life. But once I connect with the unity teachings, and the message of unity is that the life of our Divine Master Jesus Christ is a map that represents how we can be enlightened by ourselves in our own process. So I start understanding. Today's meditation, I'm going to guide you in 3 steps in the crucifixion. We don't have to be in a cross with nails in our hands to be crucified, right? When we have a problem in our lives, that's a crucifixion. Once we understand and we transcend that problem, that is our resurrection, the aha moment. And when everything is back in our lives and we understood that, is the ascension when we gain wisdom for that situation. So today, meditation, I'm going to guide you in the 3 steps. Of course, everybody's life is sustained in those 3 steps in any moment. Sometimes we're being crucified, sometimes we are being resurrected, and sometimes we're in the ascension. So today, meditation is, we want to focus on that. For that, I invite you, please, to close your eyes. Take a deep, deep breath. Feel your presence. Feeling your presence, by feeling your presence, you feel your life. You feel your presence, you feel your life. Doesn't matter what is happening in your life right now. What you're going to do is to connect with the process. 3 steps. Crucifixion, resurrection, and ascension. Know that every time we are experiencing that. Today we are here to consciously celebrate the resurrection. That moment where we understand what's going on. In this moment we become responsible for our situation. That gives you power. With your eyes closed, just breathe. Feel your presence. And let Spirit connect everything in your life. You just have to surrender. Let go any resistance. This process happens by itself. Let the process continue. Release. Let go the resistance. Don't try to hide anything, just be clear with yourself and let go. Let it go. While you breathe and you feel your divine presence, you can see yourself in your life, in your house, in your job, you can be a beacon of light, sharing light, sharing with others. You can say the names of those who you want to share your light, share your peace, share your understanding. You can say their names. See them walking with you in light, in understanding. Prepare yourself for celebration. Resurrection is taking you to ascension. Heaven is where you choose to be. It is an everyday work, and you are doing it. Breathe. Feel the divine presence. What you are doing right now in this beautiful connection is what we call praying. This is the moment where you are connected to divine source. You are experiencing divine presence. Take a deep, deep breath. Feel how renewed you feel. You can start moving your hands, your feet, your shoulder, your head, bringing yourself back, little by little. Little by little. Magnificent journey. Understanding and ascension. Once I have you here, I'm having in my hands the prayer request box. We're going to pray over the prayer request of the people that, always we are confronting something. So we need each other to support each other. From there, we blessed all the prayer requests. We know from our hearts that everything has a solution in divine ways. We just need to surrender. We pray for surrender today in this process to the people that it has their request here. And so it is. Are you back? Are you with me? If you are flying, come back, please. You have this piece of paper in front of you where we're about to read our vision and mission. Welcome. Are you ready? Let's go with our vision. Our vision, we envision divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey towards wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is.
This is a lovely song by Faith Rivera called Rise. If you catch on to the chorals, you can sing along with this.
And even if you don't.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat. It's calling, 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 calling. Rise, spirit, rise up, rise in me.
Thank you, Bright Matter. Yeah. Woo. Love is calling your name. I love that phrase in that song. One of my favorite songs. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Woohoo. What a gorgeous day to celebrate this day. Easter. Yeah. So have you guys been doing a little spring cleaning in your consciousness? We talked about last week, sweeping away the old limited ideas, that old kind of junky thinking that's kind of been piling up in the background. We talked about doing that last week. We're in process, right? Good, because we want to create this clear, clean space, this clean, clear foundation on which to grow new, more empowering thoughts today. Okay? But first, before we get started, I want to be real with you and let you know, because I know many of you have been holding my brother and my family in prayer. I want to let you know that he passed this week. Peacefully, surrounded by people who loved him, his best friend holding his hand. And we had the memorial service yesterday, and it was just beautiful, just beautiful. And his spirit was just so very present. And, I had an opportunity to go down to the beach. One of the places, he was a surfer, one of the places he used to surf in Manhattan Beach. And it was just a perfect day. I mean, it was sparkling, and the waves were just breaking perfectly, and there was a whole group of surfers out there that were taking that wave. And I thought, yeah, that's my brother's spirit. He's right there. He's taking that wave, that wave into spirit. So my brother-in-law said, this is both incredibly sad and at the same time, a blessing that he's released from that painful body, that painful experience of the last 3 months. And I was like, yeah, I feel both of those things at the same time. Both this enormous sadness in the tragedy of it, and also filled with the presence of infinite love that has showed up in so many ways in the past 3 months. Just in so many ways. The healings that have happened. The healing that happened with my brother and I. Just that connection, that pure, unadulterated, unconditional love and forgiveness. Our relationship, had some moments, right? As we do with our siblings, right? And there was just this forgiveness that felt like it was really going both ways. And my daughter, who had an opportunity to create a relationship with her, her uncle. And it was a beautiful, again, just this incredible love that transpired. And, it just really woke her up to a level of compassion that I had never seen before. And the friendships that that were formed from people in his spiritual community that I had a lot of judgment around in the past. And what I found out when I got to know these people, oh my God, they were just the most loving, caring people I have ever seen. I mean, it just was a witness to what loving service really is. Just pure loving service. I mean, just the healing of all of that was just so, that was it. That was it. It's that awesome beauty, that awesome moral beauty. Remember we talked about that a few weeks ago, that awesome moral beauty that can arise from the depths of despair. And since it's Easter, we can talk about it also in terms of a willingness to see the resurrection, even when you're in the crucifixion, as Waldo was, mentioning. just in the moment of crucifixion, being willing to see and open to the resurrection. That's kind of the goal, right? And not to minimize, I don't want to minimize the enormous sadness of really any tragedy. You know, we want to, in fact, embrace our humanness, embrace the human feelings that come up, you know, and let them come up and process them. You know, we don't, you know, I've said many times it's important to find appropriate ways to release those powerful negative emotions, otherwise they become toxic to our body and our mind. And we don't want to do a spiritual bypass and just, you know, affirm all is well, you know, when we're in the thick of it, in the depths of despair. We want to allow, you know, honor the humanness and allow that stuff to pass through, and it does, right? It's all temporary. It all passes through. We don't want to hold on to it. It just passes through, and then we can begin to step into that resurrection consciousness and experience. And, you know, frankly, there are a number of tragedies that are happening, you know, in our world today. And we want to be present to it, not sucked down into it. This is really important, but present to it. You know, another school shooting, kids killed. And, geez, I mean, it's easier to buy a gun now than ever. It's just, it's madness. You know, a war that doesn't seem to have an end. Thousands of people are dying and displaced, and, you know, tornadoes ripping through the country, just leaving devastation in its wake. Effects of climate change that are just happening, you know, right now, everywhere. And so every day we hear about another tragedy after another. But what we don't hear about is all of the healings that are happening. We don't hear about all of the friends and the neighbors that get together and share of their love in ways that they've never done before. We don't hear about the families that get reunited and that a renewed sense of appreciation and love that can happen in the midst of something like that. We don't hear about the solutions that are right now coming online to mitigate climate change. And it is. There are. Which is why, so we want to balance it out. You know, and I know some of us subscribe to Good News Network, right? But my recent favorite is David Byrne of the Talking Heads, who has a newsletter called Reasons to be Cheerful. Reasons to be cheerful. And this is all solutions to problems that we're facing. All solutions that people are doing now. They're creating now. They're in work now. And it's just so good to, you know, focus on the solution. You know, it's just in Los Angeles, and, you know, you hear on the news the last few months, oh, the devastating rains and the mudslides, and they're too much, and the floodings, you know. But they don't tell you that, oh, now all of the lakes and all the reservoirs are all filled back up again. They are no longer in a drought, and it's beautiful. Los Angeles is beautiful and green, and flowers are popping all over, you know. So we could look at that. So how do we hold both of these things at the same time, right? The tragedy, the enormous sadness that we experience in this human, you know, this human experience can be very painful. And the tremendous joy that is available to us that we can feel on a spring day like this. And the love and the love and the compassion that we give and receive from family and friends and strangers that fill our life with meaning. So how do we balance those things? Well, we are limitless spiritual beings living in this human, three-dimensional, limited realm. And the duality of that reality is this experience in this human dimension. You know, that's the reality here. And yet, who we truly are limitless spiritual beings. But in this physical human realm, you know, the predominant idea here is one of separation. It's fear of others. It's fear of people who are different than us. It's surviving and winning and competing and getting and holding on to and protecting our little piece. You know, that is the predominant consciousness of the planet. And it is from that consciousness, that we create a lot of the challenges that we're experiencing now. And really, since the beginning of time, right? And then, every now and again, throughout the ages, a master appears and lifts the curtain for us. Buddha, Krishna, Lao Tzu, Muhammad, Moses, Jesus, saints and sages throughout the ages, you know. They lift the curtain, they lift the veil. And the common message is that this little human three-dimensional realm is not all there is. And the striving and the competing and the fear and the, you know, holding on to protecting our little thing keeps us trapped. That whole thing keeps us trapped. And we get lost. So, it being Easter, we'll mention Jesus now. I thought it'd be appropriate today. So, part of his message was also that this human, three-dimensional, you know, limited realm is only such a small slice, just only such a small part of what reality is. That in fact, there is this eternal, infinite, boundless realm of infinite love and light. That's our true home. That's who we truly are. And he showed us how to be reborn into that consciousness, into that Christ nature, our own Christ nature. You know, and this crucifixion, resurrection cycle that we're in. And whether you take that literally or it's, you know, more metaphorical for you, you know, in unity, we're free to, you know, see that any way we want. You know, you really are. So, in that is this idea of lifting the veil and revealing that high, infinite, universal, divine realm of love and light. And to bring that into our own human crucifixion experience. As Waldo, you were mentioning that. You know, bringing that in, that's the point. Bringing that higher dimension of healing, love, and light that is our true nature into the experience of crucifixion. That's the point. If we have eyes to see, ears to hear, you know, Jesus always was talking about, yeah, they have ears but can't hear, eyes but, you know, can't see. So how do we open our eyes and begin to see this? Begin to hear it? Through spiritual practice. That's what spiritual practice is for. That's what it's for. To help us become conscious, to help us awaken. You know, and then when we do, when we awaken to that higher, in those moments You know, those moments where you just go, oh, yes, there is this incredible oneness, incredible love that is here. When we become aware of that, our charge is then to bring that into our lives, to live more abundantly, and also to share that love with others, to share it with the world. You know? That's the goal. And so, what about this idea of rolling away the stone? Let's talk about that for a minute. So, the symbolism of rolling away the stone. Well, the stone kind of represents being stuck in this human-only thinking, in this unwillingness to see that there's anything more, that there is another dimension of love. That solid, immovable insistence that this spiritual, this physical world that we experience with our senses is all there is. It's kind of an unwillingness to see, oneness. And with that consciousness, that is immovable. That you can't move it, right? But when we crack open the doors of perception, we crack it, and I have to say, honestly, sometimes we're cracking over, it's our hearts. When our hearts are cracking open, when our hearts are breaking open, there's an opening that's created, right? And we awaken. And we awaken. And when we become aware of who we truly are, and we embrace that highest divine self, at the same time embracing our humanness, embracing our humanness, not denying that, embracing all of it, and knowing that highest divine presence within us can get us through anything. Can get us through anything. Then we can push that stone away with a finger. And then with spiritual practice, we connect with that highest divine self, and we activate all of our energy centers, right? We talked about that before. Those 12 powers that we have, we activate those energy centers, connecting with that spiritual, all of this through spiritual practice, right? Then we can become the powerful co-creators that we were designed to be. And we can call forth a blessing. We can call forth a healing. We can live into this idea that Jesus said that he who believeth in me, and when he said me, he wasn't talking about his personality, but me being the representation of this infinite, universal, divine possibility, this divine love and light that we all are. That those things that I do, you shall also do. And even greater things shall you do. That's the fruits of our spiritual practice. That's the fruits of our spiritual practice. And so, being Easter Sunday, I thought we would all partake of the fruits of our spiritual practice with our chocolate communion. Which is how we do communion at Unity Center of Peace. Chocolate communion. Right? All right, so how we're going to do this, by the way, we have dark chocolate on this side, milk chocolate on this side. And so what I'd like you to do is we'll come up one row at a time, and then just kind of take a moment to sort of take it in. You got the element of fire, you've got the element of water, you've got the element of, I brought this back from from the memorial service. This, and by the way, they gave me this beautiful scarf. So I'm carrying a bit of that with me today. So just, kind of be aware of all of this element that representing that divine Earth Mother energy and all of it, okay? And enjoy having a little piece of chocolate. So let's start from the back row, and if you would come up from the middle, and then when you're done, when you've had it, you walk back to your seat on the side aisles. Yeah, Oswaldo, come on up.
I want my chocolate first.
Yeah. You must wait, my friend. All right, come on up. Yeah, if you would. That would be great. Yeah, just sort of breathe it in, take it in.
And celebrate.
Yeah, feeling that
Enjoy.
loving energy.
Celebrate.
Just going right for the middle. Remember, take a moment to sort of be here with the elements. Breathe it in. Feel that energy. It's a healing energy. Gotta keep from that push right out there. Yes, I know.
Okay. She took it all. She took it all.
So let's just take a moment here. Take a breath. You can stay up here with me. Just breathing in that healing love and light that we are opening up to, that eternal, infinite, boundless dimension of healing love and light. This is what it all represents, that resurrection consciousness. That's what we are embodying here and sharing in joy with each other. Namaste.
very subtle.
The way that the mountains greet the morning sky. There's a feeling in the air that's so rare you can't deny. Sweeping forward, unrehearsed, spreading round the universe, an awakening, uncompromising. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. It's a feel-good virus that you cannot explain, rolling out at the speed of light like a runaway train, like a flash mob celebration and fearless jubilation, an awakening, it's uncompromising. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. It's in the moment of creation when a new idea is born. It's there in the room when you wake on Christmas morn. It's happiness squared times ecstasy. It's a moment of unity. I believe that we are finally here. Yeah, we're standing at a crossroads of a new frontier, a realization of heaven here and now. Awaken to the dream that escaped us somehow. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. Everybody out, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. Yeah, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising.
Thank you very much. How's everybody? You know, I always. Pardon? Rising. Great. Rising, growing. I always go with the flow, right? So I ate my chocolate. And then I see something that says, April showers bring May flowers. So this is a very good message for this segment. So anything you share today will bring something tomorrow. You see? So you want to be part of today and tomorrow? Yes, of course you want to. You know, I've been a resident, a U.S. resident for more than 12 years. And I got today my second green card. So, and also I'm applying for my blue passport, finally. My wife is so happy. She said, finally. So I invite you to apply for your green card. You know, I said, when we got in here, we said, I forgot the checkbook. And I don't have cash. Sorry. No, sorry, because you can use your phone to make your donation. And say, oh, no, sorry, so let's be happy. And we thank you here for your sharings. To tell you the truth, this community is growing, this community is shining every day. And it is because of you, because of your presence, because of your smiling, because of your financial support, because of your everything. So let's keep doing this, let's roll this, and whatever way you choose to support us, I'm gonna ask you to hold it in your hands and put it in your heart, because we really appreciate that. That gives us the opportunity to walk with you. So I'm gonna say let's say the blessings of the gifts. You have that in this card. Holding that in your hand, we bless our gifts by saying, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much love I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. Happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much good I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much grace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled.
Woohoo! All right, let's feel that joyful energy moving through us, moving through our hearts and out through our hands as we bless these gifts, these expressions of love and appreciation. It is love energy, and it circulates out into the community, the larger community. We're a tithing community, and we share our gifts, and we help support this community and allow it to be sustained and to grow. And that energy continues to circulate back to the giver, pressed down, multiplied, and running over. Thank you, Spirit. So it is. And here is the prayer box that's going, Emily, thank you. It's going back into the foyer. If you have something in your heart that you would love to have a prayer team prayed over during the Sunday service and by the whole prayer team, then there is a little request that will be right next to it, and just fill it out and put it in there, and that will indeed happen. And I just wanted to acknowledge if there's anybody new is joining us today, or any new faces today that might be present. And hopefully you were handed a packet of information that has a card on the outside of that it's a good thing to fill that out and return it to the greeter. And so if you haven't received it, just go ahead and raise your hand, but it's usually put in your hand as you're coming in. And we want to say thank you for those of you joining us online. And if this is your first time here, you found us for the first time, welcome. And our wonderful online greeter, Debbie, is probably putting up some information so that you can find out more about us. We're happy you are all here, and we're co-creating this experience together. And let's co-create another wonderful song by Bright Matter.
All right. This is a dance tune, so please get up and dance. Dance and sing along.
Uh-oh. I thought the other one was.
Fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place. want the world to know. We won't let hatred show. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. When it's and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart.
I hope when you decide,
I'm kinda struck me a ride. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Yeah, the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart, yeah. Put a little love in your heart, yeah. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. Yeah, just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart. Yeah, put a little love in your heart. Yeah, put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your
this just in, the morning announcements. Here we go, Sunday morning announcements. All right. Number one, the Adopt a Highway program is up and running again after being off since the COVID year, I think. Anyway, UCP has been participating in it since 2018, and we have a new location for our cleanup. It's the Sewell School Road, which is right there. For more information on this, you can go to the website at unitychapelhill.org/events or scan the QR code on the flyer on the back table. All right. Number two, presentation on composting with Julie Moore from the North Carolina Composting Council. I did not know there was one of those. That will be next Sunday at 1 o'clock right after service. She will be presenting a lecture on composting. Share the importance on how and whys of composting, and she will take all your questions. The presentation is geared towards supporting our new UCP composting program, and we have our compost cart has arrived. It's on the back deck, so be sure and use that. And there you go. There's more information about it on the back table. Sacred Sounds, Karen Novi and Lynn Kuntz, two wonderful singers, wonderful ladies, are going to bring a playful sense of curiosity and access your voice in a whole new way. The workshop includes intentional self-reflection, journaling, movement, sound, and more. The cost is $149 with lunch. For non-UCP members, it's $159 and $169 with lunch. You can register at unitychapelhill.org/events or scan the QR flyer located on the back table.
It's going to be so fun. It's a full day. It's beautiful.
It's going to be fun. It's a full day. I believe it's primarily a women's thing.
It's a women's gathering.
It's a women's gathering, yes.
Oh, sorry, Jim.
Cool. Prosperity Plus weekly hypnosis group with Alt Nathaniels. It says slide, but I don't see a slide. So anyway, if you're ready to release old habits that keep you from creating the life you desire, you may want to join this group. Alt Nathaniels is a certified hypnotist with many years' experience and a PhD in clinical psychology. The group meets weekly on Zoom. There is a sign-up sheet on the back table. And see Alt for further details. I don't see him here today, but he's usually here. So see Alt for more details or contact him through those portals. Social media, stay connected with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe to our Unity Center of Peace YouTube channel and weekly news. And if you like, please consider giving us a review on Google Business or Yelp. And like us wherever you go. All right, 3-minute miracle in the ministry office today at room 102, which is the hall and the one down on the left. If you have something going on in your life that you need help with and would like to have somebody give you a divine perspective or a different perspective or both, this would be a good time to do that. We have a trained prayer partner to do that. Today it is Joy Bell. And live streamers, you can send an email to prayer@unitychapelhill.org and include your phone number, and the prayer partner will call you back within the hour to pray with you. Okay, 3 more. The deeper dive discussion with Gaines Steer will be in room 103, which is the room on the right. And this is a special time to take away any thoughts, bring thoughts that you have, or explore more about the subjects that we're talking about today. Bring your coffee and your snack and join us. Michael Savino is back with us here in the service. There is a meal train set up to support him during his transition, and if you would like to contribute to that, there is more information on the back table. And finally, directly after service, the Sacred Cafe social hour outside on the deck. It's a lovely day out on the deck. Nope, it's going to be in here today. So cancel that. It's in here today on this lovely day. And we'll need help moving the chairs so we can access room. And that concludes today's announcements.
One last announcement, if you allow me. Next week, next Sunday, guess who's giving the message? Thank you very much. For me, it's a privilege and honor. And I have a lot of things to share. We've been doing a lot of things in Ecuador in the name of unity, and I bring in a lot of things that I would like to share with you as a message. So I count on you, so see you next week. That was the last message, the announcement.
I think we have kids, right?
Yes, we have kids.
I am the radiant light of God, I am. I am the radiant light of God, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, the energy beam of God, I am the radiant light of God, I am.
Grab the mic here. It's a little short. I'll just hold it.
Hey.
Anyway, okay. Thank you. So you all can hear. It's amazing what you can mix Jenga and the resurrection together, and what you get out of that. So that's what we were exploring. There was a little mouse named Esther trying to figure out what this was all about too. And we had a lively discussion, and we also discovered some things out in the labyrinth. And we did notice when we were out there that there are these colorful things that I think we call eggs. And we have baskets. And kids of all ages can go find them after the service. So if you need a basket, if you just want to fill your pockets, you can do that too. But we have baskets upstairs if you want to take the full haul. So if you want to join us on the Easter egg hunt afterwards, by all means. So, yeah.
And that's happening right after?
Right after the service.
On your markets that go?
Yes. And we tested one, and they're pretty weighty, so they're not just filled with air. All right. So, please.
We love you, we bless you, we appreciate just the way you are, and we behold the Christ in you. So it is. Mwah!
All right, we get to go down.
Yes. So now, please walk with me in the prayer of protection. So we will feel protection the whole week. With me, please. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.